Yo, what is going on, you guys? So today I'm bringing guys a brand new sports cards video. In today's video, I will be giving you guys my opinions on some players you should be buying right now, stacking up on for the next couple months of the NBA playoffs. Obviously, as we know, the finals will take place in October. So around 2 months, and there's definitely some players who I really think you can make a lot of money with and that are not too risky. But before we get into that, I do want to say, as you guys know, I dropped my Sports Card Invest membership report. Weekly report drops every Monday at 5 Eastern time and on Sundays to premium members. And this week, we basically had Donovan Mitchell. I had 2 of his super undervalued cards I found. And I put them on my weekly report. I think I typed that up on around Saturday. And on Sunday, I released it to my premium members. And on Monday, a day after I released it to my premium members, and the same day I released it to my monthly and yearly members, his cards absolutely skyrocketed because he had a huge 57-point game, which, you know, obviously with his star power, I thought his prices were very low, especially his base prisms were quite high already, but I found 2 of his very undervalued cards that should have been a lot more, and obviously now they've gone up quite a lot. So if you guys would be interested in joining this profit, we also had a crazy pick a few weeks ago. Actually, these last 2 weeks, we've had some quite big picks, around 4 to 5 big picks that have skyrocketed every single week. 4 or 5 of my top picks, but we did have Damian Lillard's select rookie. I was recommending this 2 weeks ago at just $20. And right now they're selling for around $115 to $120. So definitely so much money to be made. If you guys would like to join, click the link down below. Use code YouTube to get you 10% off. And just a little stat out there, 92% of monthly members upgrade to the yearly or renew the monthly membership. So if you guys would be interested, click the link down below. Use code YouTube to get you 10% off the yearly and premium yearly memberships. But yeah, without further ado, we're going to hop right into the video. So here is my philosophy. So I believe, you know, as we've seen with guys like Zion, when players are getting eliminated from the playoffs, the prices are dipping quite low. Even other guys who have got eliminated, such as De'Aaron Fox, there's just not too much demand for them once they're out. And as we've seen with Zion, his prices have gone down, down, down. So that's definitely something that I'm really considering, you know, when I'm investing in cards right now, because his prices have gone down a significant amount recently. So what my thinking is I'm probably not going to invest any more money into guys such as Luka Doncic, such as, you know, obviously the Magic and whoever else, you know, the Nets, Caris LeVert, and other teams who will likely be knocked out. I understand there's a chance Luka pulls it off. There's a chance the Nets pull it off. But in general, I'm more, you know, I guess shifting gears towards players such as Kawhi Leonard, who I think will be in the, you know, NBA Finals or, you know, in the Western Conference Finals. I'm going for more, you know, players who will have more time to, you know, obviously show themselves and for prices to go up. I predict that when there are 4 teams left, my predictions are Lakers, Clippers, and then Bucks and maybe Raptors or Heat or Celtics. So those are kind of like the 5 teams that or 6 teams that I'm really shifting my gears towards, just because I know that when players get eliminated, the prices are going to go down. And I predict that when there's only 4 teams left, I believe the Lakers and Clippers will be in that Final 4. That when there are 4 teams left and all the hype and, you know, the whole lens and everything will be absolutely pointed at those 4 teams. You know, the hobby will be focused on just those 4 teams, and I believe prices will go up a lot. You know, when 4 teams are left, I believe every single player on those 4 teams will go up a lot. And then obviously in the finals, when there's only 2 teams left, all those prices are going to go up so much. So I'm personally not betting much on, you know, obviously little guys up here. I'm going towards these little Prism Chronicles of Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, more so those type players. I even stacked up on some Kuzma, just because, if the Lakers are going to the finals, if the Lakers are going to the Western Conference Finals, people will basically find a way to buy any of these top players. Just because if they win a championship, you guys know their prices are going to go absolutely through the roof. So I just personally think that, obviously these playoffs are fun to watch. You don't know exactly who's going to win, but it's quite obvious to me that the Lakers and Clippers are probably going to be in the Western Conference Finals. It's quite obvious to me that the Bucks will probably be in the Eastern Conference Finals. So those are the teams I'm really focusing my money on right now, just because I know the hobby will be laser focused on those 4 teams when they're the only 4 teams left. Right now there's so many teams, everyone's spreading their money across, all these 16 teams or whatever's left, right? 16 teams. The hobby's spreading their money across 16 teams. Yet when 12 teams are eliminated and there are 4 teams left, all that money will be going into those 4 little teams, right? So that will cause all those 4 teams' prices to rise quite a lot. Obviously, you're going to have some guys obviously buying other players, but majority of the buying will be of those 4 teams left. And if Kuzma is one of those, players on those 4 teams who's a third option, I can see his prices going up a lot. Obviously, LeBron, I've been stacking up on his Topps 2003s. Obviously, his 2019, 2020 Prisms are a good buy if you don't have the money for a rookie card. There's just so much money to be made. I think when the hobby is focused, especially in the finals, when the hobby is literally just spending money on 2 teams in the league, the prices are going to go so high, I predict. And obviously right now, we have all this money spread out around 16 teams. And another, I guess, sort of aspect is short term. So short term, I really like Donovan Mitchell still, because I believe if he can continue to have a few more big games, I think his prices really deserve to go up. If we look at other guys like Jason Tatum, who are more than double the price, I really think Donovan Mitchell is in that conversation. He's a very clutch player. He shines in the playoffs. The Jazz, as they played today, I think they have a chance against the Nuggets. So that's kind of another guy who I'm focusing on. I would say Donovan Mitchell is the one player who I think will not be in the Western Conference or Eastern Conference Finals that I am buying a lot of right now. And that's just solely because I really believe Mitchell has been underpriced for a long time. And, his prices deserve to be up there with guys like Trey, Tatum, in my opinion, just because of how well he has been able to perform, not only yesterday's game or whatever it was, but I definitely think, he will have he will have a bright light shined on him because there's no Mike Conley, there's no Bogey, so the Jazz are missing a lot of good players, so I think Mitchell's going to step up, have 3 more, huge games, have 4 more, 5 more huge games, whatever it is, and in those 4 or 5 games, I can see his prices going up a lot if he can continue to play this well. So that's kind of the other lens I'm looking at this hobby from right now. But definitely, I would say 80% of my money is focused on just these 5 players: Kawhi, Paul George, LeBron, Anthony Davis, and Kyle Kuzma. I personally, honestly believe Kawhi Leonard's 2012 Prisms to be still underpriced. I think they have a better chance than Giannis and the Bucks, just because Kawhi is a lot more help than Giannis does. I would say individually, Giannis may be better, but Kawhi has Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams. He has all these guys to lean on, whereas Giannis is basically his teammates show up half the time and they don't half the time. So I personally do not know if a one superstar team can make it to the finals in today's NBA, let alone win a championship. I say you need at least 2 big pieces like LeBron, Anthony Davis, and then you have another power duo in Kawhi and Paul George. I just personally don't see enough meat to the Bucks besides Giannis. So I'm personally thinking, if Kawhi wins, his Prism PSA 10 is going to go to $10,000. So if it's looking like he's having some great games and they might win, and they're in the Final Four, I can see his prices going up to $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000 at least for a PSA 10. So just little things like that. Anthony Davis, if the Lakers win, everyone knows his prices are going to go crazy. So if it looks like the Lakers are going to win in the Final Four, they win Game 1 versus the Clippers, his prices are going to go up a lot. So I'm just more of shifting, after seeing how players like Zion dropped in value after getting knocked out, I'm really looking at players who will have a good chance to win the championship. Because when the whole hobby is focused on 3 guys, 3 guys on one team and then 2 on the other team in the Western Conference Finals, you're going to see so many price increases because the demand will be so hot. Everyone will want to bet on the games. It's kind of like, when people are betting on, obviously the NBA Finals, it's kind of like Vegas. When people are betting, you're going to want to buy players who are playing currently, and that's just kind of how we all think. I've obviously looked at stuff like, I'm watching the Mavs-Clippers game. I kind of want to buy some, of one player just to root for him, right? So I can definitely see prices rising a lot on Clippers, Lakers, and Bucks players, possibly Raptors too, and whoever else, Heat. But yeah, that's pretty much been the video. Once again, if you guys would be interested in joining the membership program, link down below. Use code YouTube to get you 10% off the yearly or premium yearly. But other than that, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.